Everything that you see from your eyes is built from a belief system. It's built from your perception, your opinion, the way you believe things are. And while I can't change the things around me like the trees, and I can't change someone who's going to walk up to me, I can change how I see them, which is going to change the energy they feel from me on a unconscious level. Our higher self registers these things. So is there a way you're looking at a person in your life where, like, this person's this way, they're never going to change? Well, if that's how we think of them, we're going to be doomed from that filter to see them in that way. And that's exactly how they're going to show up for us, because we've chosen that they can't be another way. So is there any way we can open up our own perception to not need anyone to think a certain way, and to know that the way we see them may or may not be correct, and be okay with that? Being okay with not knowing, or being okay with knowing you know as much as you do right now, but that can change. It's only when we've decided the terms of what it is, like, this is this way, you're this person, you're a bad person because you've done this, and because you've done this you're always going to be. That's our opinion. It doesn't make it true, but it's also the way we're going to continue to see these situations. And that's resistance. That's resisting what is. We're totally entitled to our opinions. It's our divine right to create our belief system and operate out of where we think we should be. We are sovereign beings, and we live our lives aligned to how we think they should be until that changes or doesn't. But the big the big the big juicy nugget is that we create everything we see around us. How we receive it is because of the belief structure from within. So it is the filter, it's the sunglasses we see things through. And if someone wanted to come up to me and fight me and be like, I don't like you, I'm going to fight you, if I'm resistant against them, that person's feeling resistance within themselves, because they're trying to externalize an internal conflict onto situations outside themselves because of the way they see things. Now, question if the way you see things is actually what that thing is. Are you open to you being wrong? And if you're not open to being wrong, you probably are wrong. You're probably not seeing things accurately, because there's things we just don't understand in this world. And I think how much I've changed in 10 years, I don't think the way I thought last year. I don't think the way I thought 2 months ago. I'm not going to think the same way I do 2 months. I'm not going to bank on a perception of like, yep, this is the way it is. Because why? I don't need to. I don't need to have these strict, firm rules that like keep me in a box, essentially. So getting back to the fight thing, if someone's coming up to me and they're trying to fight me, I have two options. I can have resistance against it, or I can accept and surrender. So if I have resistance, I'm like, okay, fuck yeah, let's get into it, let's fight. Or I could say, I don't want to fight you, man. I love you. I hope you're having a great day. Um, I've dropped my resistance against them. And when you drop resistance, it's like fueling the fire. When two things are resisting, the friction's like a fire burns. When one thing's trying to create resistance, but the other's like not providing a resistance surface, that fire is not going to intensify. They may intensify it within themselves, sure, and you may get punched, maybe, but more than likely you're not. I forget what movie it was, but the guy's like, oh, here's a good defense mechanism. If anyone's ever attacking you, drop into a fetal position. No one wants to punch someone who's in a fetal position. And I really think that's true. Because it's like, oh, like, see someone on the ground, this is taking. I don't feel like justified in this. I feel like this isn't fueling my own resistance. This is like something that's surrendering. Why am I gonna like start attacking that? So I really feel the best thing we can do in any situation is to question ourselves and see how we're perceiving someone or something. Um, I have a friend who I always have to go over to their house, And I'm like, it's always me feeling in, but I've always had that perception of it too. This is the way I've always said it was. So I'm trying an experiment today where I'm gonna be like, oh, he actually always comes to my house and it's awesome. And like, I didn't have that version of it before. And I'm curious to see what happens if I keep envisioning that perspective as opposed to saying this is the way it's gonna be. Because when we make up a perception about someone or belief, we're like, this is the way it is and this is the way it's gonna be. Well, that's exactly what we're gonna get. And even if that's not actually happening, that's the way we're gonna continue to see it because we're that powerful. And we've told ourselves that's what's gonna happen. And what this is really explaining and bringing up is how much power we have. But most of our lives, we've been giving our power to other people. We've been pouring out our water cup instead of filling it. When we pour our own cup, it's going to pour over to other people. And it's like, don't be selfish. Yeah, man. That's all you can do is choose you. All you can do is be peace. You can be resistance or you can be peace. What do you think is going to bring you a better reality?